So, good afternoon, champions, or good evening, champions. I'd like to officially welcome you to today's analysis. So, today I'll just be discussing the two indices, and that is US 30 together with the NAS 100. And I hope that your week is still going on as well. I hope you are in the blues. And for those who are in the red, I also hope that you are still trying your best, that you may be able not to make a lot of losses. You are still applying proper risk management. So let me start up the analysis with the US 30. So looking at US 30, this is a general upward trend, as you can see from the daily time frame. So you can see that the market moved. So the market came to this position, rose up to this position, came this a very strong point of support, as you may see. Came to this point, did not make any new high because the target was touching this line below here. Then we experienced some small consolidation, and this small consolidation, you can clearly see that this is a very strong point of resistance coming to these areas. So this is a very good point where we had more bias. So you can see that this consolidation we later on had a breakout, a retrace to that point of resistance. Then we had a new creation of a new high. You can see that this high was higher than the previous high here. Then it came down to this point of the previous point of resistance, came to act as a point of support in this area. Then we had a move to this particular point of support, came down to this point of point of resistance, point of support. Then we had a breakout to the downside. So this was a clear sign that the markets were ready to move toward the downside. Then we had a move to this upside here, this particular point of which was acting as a point of support, but again it acted as a point of resistance also to target this particular point. So currently, what are we expecting? We expect that the market are going to rise to these levels here, have a retrace to this particular point of support for them to have a breakout. And hopefully, what I'm hoping is that at the end of this week, that is by Friday, we are going to create a new high that is going to be higher than the previous high. So that is what I'm expecting. Now coming down to the 1 hour time frame, you can see that in that upward trend, these were the particular point of resistance and point of support that I was talking about. So you can see that we had this point, a raise up, we had a breakout in these areas, and then a retrace to this particular area. Then we had a move to these areas here, a retest, some small consolidation that we experience in these levels here, which are also good places where you could do some scalping. And also we had a move to the downside, but then this move to the downside created a breakout targeting these areas. Had a move to the upside, a move to the downside. Came thought that it was a breakout, but then we had a retest to this particular point of resistance, point of support, point of resistance, and currently we are at this particular point of support. So you can see that currently we are expecting that the markets are going to create new highs. So moving into the 1 hour time frame now, to the 1 hour time frame, I'll just be focusing in these areas where you can see that the markets have moved from this particular area, came to this particular point of resistance, came to this particular point of support, point of resistance, point of support. So we are targeting these areas here. So that is what we are targeting that the market are going to rise to. So in this trade, I think I'll be risking a total of 156 for a total target of 429, which is good also. So let us move on to the next index. So looking at the next index, we have, in fact, it is at my place where I wanted it to be. So that is a definite. I'm going to take that trade automatically. So looking at the NAS 100 from, we are going to start off from. Let us start off from the daily time frame. So looking at it from the daily time frame. So looking at the market from the daily time frame, let me start from the daily time frame. Give the device time. Okay. Now you can see that this is a general upward trend, a very fantastic upward trend. But then you can see that on top of this place here, you have got a very strong point of resistance in which we are looking into. And so clear patterns, nothing to explain, not much to explain when it comes to the daily time frame. But when we move on to the 1 hour time frame, you can clearly see the change of patterns that the markets have been making. We have been seeing a move to the downside and then a breakout to the upside, move to the downside, breakout to the upside. But for the last 2 weeks, you can see that we have been having downward movements. We have been receiving a lot of downward movement. So what we have been expecting is a move to the upside that is going to create new highs, because at the end of the day, this is an index. So what do we expect out of index? We expect creation. Indices are good for buying more than selling, but we have been receiving a lot of downward movement. But what am I currently expecting? So you can see that out of this downward trend, you can see that we had a touch to that level, that came to this level, had a touch there, a retrace to that particular point, had a move to a move a lower low, and then we had these small patterns that were being created where we had breakout, retrace, and then came to this particular point of support. So this is a clear sign that it has not created a lower low. So we are expecting a change of pattern in these areas. So what are we expecting? We expect that the markets are going to rise to this level, come to a retest to this particular point of support before raising up to these levels. Yeah, so that is what I'm currently expecting that the markets are going to behave. So in this trade, I think I'll be risking a total of 147 for a total reward of 360. So I'm expecting that it will rise up to these levels that are here. So that is all that I had for you for today. So do have continue having a great week. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can join our WhatsApp group. The link is in the description space below this video. You can follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, and all the links are in the description space. You can also join our new Telegram channel. The link is also in the description space. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please do subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you can be able to support us. My prayer is only one, that may the peeps always be with you. Thank you.